This is part 2 of how to service a mixing desk. In this part I'm going to show you how to take the entire desk apart, and I mean take off everything. So the PCBs from inside, there's loads of tiny screws on the front, so you'll need a set of tiny Allen keys and a set of tiny star keys. All mixing desks are slightly different. Keep a set of screwdrivers handy, and I'll show you how to remove all the PCBs, how to unclip all the ribbon cables, get those out of the way. And there's probably some bits of the desk that may have to come apart to get to bits. And then it's basically start cleaning the chassis, so have a good clean of the insides, because there'll be loads of dirt that's got in there in the way. You don't want to put everything back in and the dust falls off, so you're going to be using loads of this stuff. You want all the PCBs well out of the way before you start spraying all this around. Well, it's probably not the end of the world, but you know, it's a bit safer. So I tend to go over it first with a couple of cloths, and you'll go through loads of kitchen roll, cloths, cotton buds, all sort of, just to try and get out of every tiny gap. Also, an old paintbrush is quite good. So yeah, watch the video and enjoy. This is my mixing desk stand. I put extra framework around it just to hold the desk, and I added this tray for all the keyboards. And I'm going to use this to do all the work on the mixing desk. So I'm going to put another surface on top of it and then clamp the mixing desk to it. It just makes it easy to work. So I'm going to show you this little trick. So see, this is just a bit of worktop really. I screwed a bit of timber to it. There's a screw sticking out, who cares? And this to keep that at 90 degrees. And what I'm going to do is sit the mixing desk across here at 90 degrees to the desk, and I'm going to clamp it to that bit of wood. So I can access both sides of it, front and back. It makes it a lot easier to work. And use these clamps that have rubber ends so it doesn't damage the desk. Woohoo! Just going to show you the back. So as you can see, it clamps on there nicely on this little ridge. Just holds it in place and keeps the mixing desk completely upright. Just means when I take the rear panel off, I can get everything in and out easily. This is the rear panel of the desk. It's held in by loads of tiny screws. They're about 5mm tall. They've got a Phillips head. Don't know if you can see that. So I'm going to remove them all with a cordless. Apart from that one. I'm going to put the right bit in the drill first, then remove them with a cordless. Okay. And that is the inside of a mixing desk, or mixing console as it's also called. I'm going to take all the tiny little screws out that hold the PCBs in using, I think it's a 1.5mm Allen key. So I've got to disconnect all of the looms from the back, all the little connections for the ribbon cables, and then start taking it apart. Yay. I'm going to put all the little screws in a bag, otherwise I'll lose them because they're small. I think that's it. I don't think I've missed any. Hello! I've got to take these jack sockets off, and the ones on the front I'll do that with needle nose pliers. Or I'll do it with proper pliers. Whoops. Woo. Oh, right. Same goes for this one. Hello. I've got to do all of these. Can't wait. And now to take all these screws out of the XLRs. Oh, shh. Don't do that. So that is one batch of 8 channels removed. I'm going to do probably 2 at a time, to be honest. I might even just take the lot out, but we'll see. So as you can see, all of the jacks have been removed from the top, and I've also had to take, take all of the XLRs and inputs out of the front. That's where a light goes, so that's quite nice. Yeah. This is really fun. It's finally apart. It takes quite a long time to take all the tiny screws out and remove all the PCBs. With this section, I've put it back in because I took it out, cleaned it. There's a few bits where the power goes in on the back. I would show you, but I can't. To get around there's a nightmare. So it was just easy for me to do that. I'll show you how to clean the PCBs properly, but mainly I'm going to show you how to just clean the actual chassis, so front and the inside of the chassis. So I'm going to do that now. I'm going to use Citrus Cleaner. This is all-purpose spray and removes dirt, grease and grime. The first time I go over it, I'm going to use kitchen roll just to get rid of the worst of it, and the second time I'm going to go a bit more nuts with a cloth because I'm crazy like that. And that's after going over it with some of those wipes in the first place, so you can see how dirty it gets. Now for the old magic trick with the paintbrush and a bit of kitchen roll just to get in the hard to reach places, sort of the cracks and creases. Now the cloth. I don't know if you can see what type of cloth this is. It's quite a good quality one, just because the cheap ones, all the little fibres get stuck on any rough edges and you just end up with tiny bits of fluff everywhere. You don't really want that, so use a good cloth. So it's coming up pretty clean now. In fact, it looks like I haven't even used it, but it's good to go over it a few times just to remove as much as possible, because otherwise it's just going to end up in there later on. Just going to do the top and try and do the other side and film it. So the inside gets a bit dirty. Again, first wipe over with kitchen roll, second one without. It's not actually too bad, but like I said, this has had a service recently. It's just not working properly. So I'm going over it again, see if I can work out why it's not working properly. Okay, yeah, that is dirty. Wonderful. Thanks for watching part 2 of how to service a mixing desk. Please like, subscribe and comment obviously, and tell everyone else to subscribe, and tell the people they know to tell everyone they know to subscribe. Just tell everyone. Yeah, I'd just like to sort of big myself up here, because the number of times I said knob and sharp during this whole process and have kept a straight face, I think that deserves some kind of medal. In the third part, I'm going to start cleaning the PCBs, so I'll show you how to do that. You get to see me play with loads of Deoxit D5. I don't use any fader lube because the faders, this desk was serviced recently, so I'm not going to put more in, it doesn't need it. I can see it's gone everywhere from the last servicer. You go through loads of this alcohol, and not in a fun way, you just, you know, spray it on, let it dry. Obviously there's links to everything I use in the description, Amazon links so you can find it. Yeah, so see you in the next video. Enjoy!